Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was really a wonderful reading that you chose, and it's right apropos. And I want to welcome everyone, as most of you have already been welcomed. I want to welcome you to this time. Welcome to the study of life and the nature of the laws of thought, the conception that we live in a spiritual universe and that God is in us, around us, and for us, and there is nothing against us. You see, the science of mind really is a correlation of the laws of science, the opinions of philosophy, and the revelation of religion applied to human need and the aspirations of humankind. So being with our topic, the topic for the month is mindfulness for the maverick. We're going to see how much of a maverick you want to be today. So in keeping with that title, we have the month. This month, we are talking about mindfulness, mindful speech. Mindful speech. As read before in the Science of Mind on page 298, Dr. Holmes says, refuse to see the negative side of anyone. Refuse to let yourself be misunderstood. Know that everyone wants you to have the best. Affirm this wherever you go, and you will find things just as you wish them to be. End of quote. Isn't that wonderful? Supposing you really believe this and tried it out. What do you think? How do you think your life might change? It might change just based on how you approach this particular thing. Refuse to see the negative side of anyone. So if you see a negative side of someone right now, throw it out. Refuse to let yourself be misunderstood. Know that everyone wants you to have the best. Whether you think so or not, affirm this. Everyone wants to have you to have the best for you. Affirm this wherever you go, and you will find things just as you wish them to be. Now, if everything was as you wish it to be, wouldn't you be in heaven? And you wouldn't have to die to go to heaven. That's the good part. That's the better part. Mindful speech calls us to think and be conscious of the words we are speaking, of the intention of our speech. Mindful speech helps us to be more conscious, to develop a pattern of speaking, that our words come from right thinking, right being, right action, right living, right effort. That's where that leads. And then Holmes says, refuse to see the negative side of everyone and refuse to be misunderstood. Have you ever allowed people to misunderstand you without at least trying to correct it? Refuse to be misunderstood. That's an empowering way to go through life. What we say matters. We create through our language. The world is full of every form of language bringing life into being. We are truly called to be aware of the words we speak, whether it be written words, spoken, or texting, or any other word form we use. You know, the Buddha placed right speech third of the Eightfold Path, right after view and intention. So view and intention comes, helps you to have right speech, mindful thought, mindful speech helps you there because your view, your vision, and your intention usually guides the way you speak. Unlike the online world in which we now live, where there is quick firing back, reactions, hurried response, texting back and forth, etc., etc. You know all about that. Mindful speech should not discourage us from expressing thoughts from the heart. Loving thoughts and words that are helpful and healing, we should not feel reticent about that. Words that express our love, our understanding, our empathy, and our genuine concern. So rightful speech helps us to do these in a wonderful way. Audre Lorde said, "I have come to believe over and over again that what is most important to me must be spoken, made verbal and shared, even at the risk of having it bruised or misunderstood." What a commitment to write mindful speech. If we commit ourselves to mindful speech, we will find ourselves in less trouble and more joy, more happiness, more peace. The mindset that we speak out of determines how we experience our words. The mindset we nurture informs the way we use words and power with each spoken word. The consciousness from which our words are expressed is very important, even critical in some cases. The way we see the world, the way we feel about someone prominent or powerful, lowly or humble, many people in the world and have developed a mindset toward world conditions. What we say is important. What we say has meaning. When we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard or welcome. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it's better to speak. Speak. Refuse to see the negative side of anyone. Refuse to let yourself be misunderstood. That is found in The Science of Mind on page 298. You see, we must have been thinking about mindful speech, or else this would not register in our minds, in our hearts, in our concern, in our listening. And I believe Dr. Holmes was thinking about that when he said, refuse to see the negative side of anyone. I want to quote from 476 on The Science of Mind. Here he says, "We are surrounded by a spiritual consciousness and a mental law. From combination of these two, all things are made. We unify with the spiritual consciousness as we become aware of it. We speak it into form as we believe in the power of our own word. In treatment, there should be first a realization of power, then a spoken word. One generates, the other distributes." Mary Jo read that today. I don't know if you heard all of it, so I thought it would be good to share it with you again. The one generates. What generates? The word generates. The other distributes. Is the action that comes out of the word. The energy, the consciousness, the way we see the world, our worldview is going to really dictate how we speak, what we speak, when we speak, and with what power and with what humility, with what love and with what openness. Mindful speech gives us the power to speak the life we really want into form. We really want form to come out of rightful speech, mindful speech. A life of love, peace, and wholeness by the power of mindful speech. Think about that. You have your joy, your happiness, your abundance, your freedom, your sense of being in your breath. Remember in the Bible, in the Old Testament, it said that God breathed the breath of life into man. And he's not talking about the male or female, man, humanity. God breathed the breath of life. So we have that breath of life. We give life to a life of goodness, a life of misery, based on how we use that breath. On page 298, again, don't look for the negative on people. Don't spend time talking about how disgusting some people are and how disgusted you are by them. Because what that does, it doesn't help you to create a better sense of who you are, and what you're putting out always comes back. To look is to observe. To see is to take in what you just looked at. When you see there's an accompanying feeling, when you look, something happens inside. It's like an aha when you see something. When you look, it passes over. The theme for June is mindfulness for the maverick. Are you going to be a maverick now that you know you can speak your word with power, with goodness, with love, and manifest it in your life? It will come to you if you speak your word with that consciousness. Can you be a mindful maverick? I'm not going to answer that for you. That's something you can think about. The word is a mold into which pours in a liquid form your life experience. You know, Jesus said, "My word shall not pass away." You have a word that will not pass away. You have a word that stays in your life. And sometimes it's uncomfortable because of what you said, how you said what you said, and what you keep repeating. Mindful speech. Practice mindful speech and watch your world become more powerful. Watch how powerful your word becomes and your world evolves. Remember your marching orders this week and watch your world begin to change. That's your marching orders. Okay. I love you all. God bless. Namaste. Let's do a spiritual mind treatment. Now, in a spiritual mind treatment, I'm going to speak the life-giving power of the words of God. And you can, in your silence, when you close your eyes, in your silence, I want you to decide what it is that you would like to manifest in your life that allows you to become a brighter light in the community, in where you live, with who you are, with yourself and everyone around you. So think about that. Close your eyes. Let us remember that God is present here, right where we are. God fills all time and space. God is not limited by time and space. God is much bigger than the room you sit in. God is not confined by limitlessness. God is totally limitless, not confined by limited space and time. God is the original life, the one life, the first life, the life that ever expressed. And that life is my life. It is the one life. It is the life of everyone here at this service today. And it is the life of all life. But because I know it is my life, and I am created in the image and likeness of that one, that I have inherently all the power to breathe a new life experience, a new life on planet Earth while I'm still here. Each of us can do this. And as you silently repeat this prayer to yourself, speak those words that brings a blessing. Each one of us can do this. This is the space, the spaceless space in which we can speak our word and cause and initiate a new causation, initiate a new cause in your life. I am so grateful for the opportunity to do this, to be around, to be here in the midst of world conditions just the way it is, and just the way that it is not. This is an opportunity that each of us has to bring forth a new word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh, and that Word becomes our experience. That Word dwells with us. What wonderful truths we have that were left after those who discovered these veritable truths were wise enough to pass it on. I'm thankful for the opportunity today. I'm thankful for the service today. I'm thankful for every question, every comment, and even the very silence that said yes, 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 one to the self. I turn this over to a law, the law of God, the law of creation, the law of cause and effect, the law that knows how to do with power, with infinite wisdom, and in the highest and best way that each of us can use it. So I turn it over, knowing that all is well, and in your own voice, I want you to say together with me, and so it is. Amen. I want to pass on to you my 10 take times in case you don't have it. My 10 take times go like this. Take time to muse. Take time to reflect. Take time to be silent. Take time to be in awe. Take time to contemplate. Take time to meditate. Take time to be alone. Take time to be quiet. Take time to hear the silence. Did you just hear that? Take time to know yourself. God bless you. I love you. Namaste.